Hello, Alan is back, and this video I will barely edit it because I am back for another 3 months of not uploading any videos, and a lot of you are like, "Hey, where's this guy? Did he like died on his flying car or something?" I haven't, so I came back to tell you guys I guess bad news for a lot of my followers is that um, I'm in this weird situation in life that's not really enabling me to continue these aviation project or aviation career. So I figured that I will make this video to update you guys with it. So I have approximately 6 months until I need to get out of college, and then I have to go find a real job. But then I'm not really looking forward to find a job right now because really something I've been always wanting to do all my life is to make a startup. I'm someone who's really enjoying in the process of making something new, bring impacts to people around you and to the world. Now, making a startup means I have to make money because it's a business. I always think money is never a goal, but rather a fuel that help you achieve a future you want to see. So, based off what I've been doing the past 10 years, it'll be reasonable for me to make an eVTOL startup or a flying car startup or like an airplane startup. That was my original intention. However, the truth, it's kind of hard. So I'll give you some statistics. A market capitalization is basically a measure of how big this company is, how much it's worth. Um, Aviation is just such a terrible business unless you're going to the defense industry. So you're either selling to a military or you're going to be kind of broke. So Delta Airline, the biggest airline in the world in terms of market cap, is worth $36 billion. That sounds a lot. Yes, for now. Let me give you more statistics. American's worth 8 billion. United's worth 29 billion. Sounds like a lot of money, but if you compare to them to other companies such as Pop Mart, the Pop Marts that makes Labubu and these blind boxes toys, Pop Mart is worth like 49 billion. That's more than Delta. Roblox, this kids game, is worth 73 billion. MiHoYo is worth 60 billion. They make anime games. EA, the infamous game company that charges for everything, is worth 50 billion. So, we live in the world gaming companies are actually worth more than airlines. Now you may ask Alan, hey, why don't you just go make for military? Theoretically that works. I'll give you more statistics. Lockheed Martin's worth 112 billion. That's definitely bigger. Andreo, they make suicide drones and they make air warfare, is worth 30.5 billion in their most recent valuation. So I think that's great, but there's a two huge problem with me doing military. One of them is, look, I look like I'm Chinese because I am Chinese. I'm a Chinese American. That's a small problem. I lived my whole life in the U.S. Now the bigger problem is, do I really want to go make, battle jets or like missile to fight wars for? I don't think that is within my moral compass. So I did not decide that I want to go into defense route. I think commercialization route is, enabling everyone to be able to fly is like the most beautiful thing ever. That's actually why I built Z02, the Z03 as my proof of concept. So, I even drafted like business proposals for them because I wanted to make a startup around personal flying vehicles. I even went around and finding investors. I got a few of them pretty interested, but then now at this current position, it's not that these investors are not interested. I began to lose interest after realizing how hard it is to try to commercialize aviation. I mean, that kind of means that I'll be spending my next 10 years just stressing about investment and stressing about regulations and not really making all that money. Like, I couldn't say I'm greedy, but the path down this path is really hard. So, after a lot of like self-reflections, more studying, asking around, I decided that I will no longer be in the aviation field. I'll keep flying planes and building these little RC planes for fun, but I'm definitely not in the bandwidth to continue to spend too much time into this because previously my life is either about going to university classes and studying or this whole veto thing. Just two things in my life that mattered. But now, now I'm actually on the verge of graduation. I really want to make my startup. And that means I either put like 80, 95% of my life into veto or this startup or not at all. So I made a decision that truly aviation is not it's not an industry for beginners. I think I want to revisit this when actually maybe successfully found something else. and I'll come back in my 40s or my 50s. But anyway, so you might be asking, hey, so what is Ellen going to do then? What industry am I switching to? Well, about 3 months ago, I actually created a brand new startup. It's super, super different from aviation. A little context for people who are new and people who are here. For the past 10 years, I've been building drones and eVTOLs and RC planes. I've been doing this all my life. Like, I actually made a startup back when I was 15-year-old. It was VC funded. It was about building drones. I built human carrying drones. I built a lot of aircraft. I was sponsored by all these great companies like PCBWay, iBerry, Top Motors, Tattoo, Bamboo Labs, and all that. I'm actually making a huge change today. I'm not working on these flying machines anymore. My new startup is called Mekahime. It literally means mechanical princess. And what we're making are AI companions for people who likes anime. As you can see, that is a huge change. And I didn't just came out this idea out of the blue. I actually thought about this a lot. It's been something I've been wanting to make a lot. And maybe people on this channel can tell, but I'm actually a huge anime fan. Here's my figure collection. Let me turn my camera around. Yeah, so those are a small amount of my figure collections. Let me turn it back again. So I've been playing a lot of anime games. I watch a lot of anime. Big Freeman fan, big Genshin Impact fan. About 3 months ago, I saw this AI made robot in one of the game. I was like, shit, that's pretty cool. I kind of want one. So initially I made like a draft for a joke, but then turned out that a lot of my people around me who are also like these tech introverts are like, wait, Alan, if you make that thing, I will actually buy it. So this joke turned into a startup plan. It turned into a prototype. It used to be one of these like dumb little robots supposed to represent, anime girls, but then we realized, wait, that's just a bad idea because it barely looks anime girl. I don't think any anime lovers will actually buy it. So we ended up creating a fish tank, and then we are putting an anime character inside. So that is what we are working on right now. We just started. It's been 3 months, but what that means for you here is that for the next, God knows, maybe 3 more months until I give up, or maybe for the next 30 years running this company, this will be the main content of this channel, because this channel is about me. And since I'm leaving aviation behind and I'm switching to AI girlfriends, that means this channel's got to switch too. So, I just want to thank you for all the support that I've been getting for the past 3-4 years or so with you guys, especially since I built Sekiro 2. But then, it's actually the same skill. I'm transferring the same skill, the software engineering skill and the hardware engineering skill, into this new startup. I figured it's a lot beginner friendly path for me to go down to, a lot less riskier. And also, it's just something I've been wanting to do. I read this book. I forgot what's it called. It's about like some guy who got abducted by an alien. I think the author was Mexican. So basically the aliens, the guy, the protagonist of the story asked the alien, hey, how come we don't see aliens everywhere around the world and everything? And the alien responded, there are 2 metrics to every civilization. One, the metric is technological, and the other metric is spiritual. Civilization that develop tech too quickly, but without making everyone spiritually better, will end up just nuking each other, and that's how civilization destroys itself without ever reaching the vast space to explore out there. Unfortunately, I think humanity is sort of in that position right now. So like Mekahime itself, yes, it sounds like I'm just making an AI girlfriend for people who doesn't want to find a girlfriend, but it's really not. We're entering this era where the economy is going bad and like the whole world is going pretty bad right now. A lot of people, they're lonely. They're very, very lonely. And then I think everyone deserves to have someone to at least listen to their feelings, listening to their rants, and listening to them, after they have a bad day. But unfortunately, that is the ideal, but that is not the reality. The reality is a lot of people, especially in East Asia right now, in China, in Japan, in Korea, after a long, stressing day, they go back home. No one's there, first of all, because they're too old to live with their parent, and they're too busy to find a girlfriend or a wife. And believe it or not, loneliness itself could be learned and reinforced. When somebody is used to loneliness, they stop seeking for help. They just kind of spiral down this loneliness spiral and just become more depressed and more depressed. Some of these loneliness stuffs eventually becomes they want revenge to society, and this revenge either comes in the form of suicide or massacre. But anyways, I read there's another book, I forgot what's it called, I'm so sorry, but there's another book that says the premise for authoritarianism and totalitarianism is actually the whole society is lonely. Lonely people, they resonate very well with things like a very strong organization with a very strong idea, with a very strong message. Just any organization that act very strong, they really appeal to lonely people. And actually, I see that as a reason why Trump Trump won his second term. If you ever go to his "Make America Great Again" campaign, it sounds like a quote more than anything. Which I'm impressed. I'm not going to speak on any politics opinions right here, but just as a social phenomenon, Trump is able to get on because he can appeal to a lot of people, especially a lot of lonely people in today's society. We actually see the same thing happening in post-World War One Germany, because all the hyperinflation, everything, people are stressed out, they're lonely, and then their lives are bad, and all of a sudden this guy named Hitler was telling everyone Germany will be safe. I'm not saying that Trump equals Hitler, but then what I'm saying is that in times of loneliness, people will seek for a strong leader to uphold a society, and it just so happened that society usually becomes a lot more radical. Now, back to my company, Mekahime. I really wish that through this company, or through the product we're making, these AI companions, people will, they will solve their loneliness problem. I don't think loneliness is ever good. So I hope these AI companions will actually lead people to become socially acceptable, unlearn, take them out of this abyss, make everyone mental healthier, and collectively we have a more healthy society. Well, I'm not making AI girlfriend to tell people to stop finding real girlfriend. I'm making AI companions to make people want to be more social and amicable to each other again. So anyways, that is Mekahime. That is my new direction. If you're interested in become my early testers, or if you want to just interact with me, I create a brand new Discord server. It probably has like no one in there right now. So join my brand new Discord server and just tag me. I'll talk to you sometimes when I'm less dying. Actually, no, I'll talk to you a lot, because now this started as 110% of my life. I also made a new X account. Some people tell me that that's a pretty good platform to talk. I actually never had a good platform to talk before. So tag me on X, ping me on Discord if you want to be my early tester, or be my future customer. Anyways, so goodbye Aviation for now, and hello AI Companion. Best regards, Alan John.